Why hello everyone, I'm Steven from Tostemac and it's time for another autism vlog. Vaccinations do not cause autism. The end. Wait, you're still here? Oh, you want a more detailed reason as to why vaccines don't cause autism. It's all good, I came prepared. So, before we answer the question why, let's take a brief look at the history behind the vaccines. The first successful vaccine was created in 1796 by Edward Jenner when he took pus from a cowpox lesion on a milkmaid's hand. Jenner then inoculated an 8-year-old boy, James Phelps. 6 weeks later, Jenner variolated 2 sites on Phelps' arm with smallpox. Yet the boy was unaffected by this, as well as subsequent exposures. Eventually, word got around about this medical breakthrough, and soon people started investing more time, money, and research into the new vaccinology. Over the next 300 years since then, thanks to advancements in the medical field, doctors and scientists were able to create new vaccines for other viruses like hepatitis B, shingles, rotavirus, yellow fever, and so on. All thanks to a country doctor from Berkeley, England. If you're wondering what this has to do with autism, don't worry, you're not the only one. Because somehow, somewhere, people started believing that one of the causes for autism were the very vaccines that were supposed to be used to protect us. Who would make this claim, and why? To answer that question, we need to jump forward in time all the way to 1998, when Dr. Andrew Wakefield, along with 12 other co-authors, published a case study in The Lancet claiming to have found evidence of a causal relationship between the MMR vaccine and autism, even though in the paper they stated they couldn't prove such relationship in question. As you can imagine, this caused a lot of panic in the public, both from within and outside the autism community, with parents delaying and even refusing vaccines altogether from the fear that this publication made. Of course, upon further investigation and research, the experts have found no such link between autism and the MMR vaccine. Worse yet, in 2004, then-editor Dr. Richard Horton of The Lancet wrote that Wakefield should have revealed to the journal that he had been paid by attorneys seeking to file lawsuits against vaccine manufacturers. In television interviews, Horton claimed that Wakefield's research was fatally flawed. In other words, he was bribed by attorneys to present false information, and as a result, in 2010, The Lancet retracted the article and Dr. Wakefield was banned from practicing medicine ever again. So, this should have been the end of the story, right? Unfortunately, no. You see, it's quite easy to take down a man, maybe even a whole organization given enough time and support. But an idea, that's something else entirely. There are many people, even to this day, that strongly believe that vaccines can cause autism. Not only is this idea wrong, it's dangerous, especially with all the viruses we know about today. But that doesn't mean we should dismiss their argument right away, not without understanding where they're coming from. In the words of the late philosopher Aristotle, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought, but not accept it. So, let's go over 3 of the most common points that people look into in this discussion, shall we? Number 1, there appears to be a correlation between the rise in vaccine usage and the rise of autism diagnosis within the most recent years. While this part is indeed indisputable, make no mistake, a correlation does not equal causation. There's a big difference between the two, and both of these rises can be explained through the advancements in the medical field. Because of the fact we know more about the viruses we're exposed to on a daily basis, we can create more vaccines to counter them. And because of the fact we know more about autism in terms of what signs to look for, what are the traits, we can give more accurate diagnosis to more people and much sooner rather than later. So aside from the correlation, the two are not connected. The second point is, many people would think didn't the vaccines came first before autism? Not exactly. To clarify, around the time the first vaccine was created, autism did not have its official diagnosis. I mean, heck, it didn't even have a name back then. But that doesn't mean that people in the past did not show any signs or symptoms of autism. In fact, throughout the course of human history, we've actually seen several historical figures that have shown many of the key signs and symptoms for autism. People like Wolfgang Mozart, Sir Isaac Newton, and even one of the 4 Renaissance artists, Michelangelo. No, not that Michelangelo, the other one. Much better. All 3 of these historical figures have shown the signs of autism, and all 3 of them existed long before vaccines came around. So with this, we can conclude that autism has existed long before 1796, when the first vaccine was created. The third and final point to focus on revolves around knowing what autism is and what vaccines are. Autism is a neurological disorder that occurs in the brain. It basically means your brain's wired differently. This is most of the times hereditary. It's something you're born with in the DNA, like I got my autism from my grandfather. Now, vaccines, on the other hand, are lesser forms of the viruses that are injected into our bodies via the bloodstream and basically teach the white blood cells and the immune system how to fight the actual virus, should the need ever arise. Now, when the vaccines are introduced to our bodies, they flow throughout the entire body. This includes the brain. And here is where we'll talk about the elephant in the room that everybody's concerned about. Do vaccines cause side effects? To that, I say yes. They usually occur within the first 2 weeks of the vaccination shot. In fact, doctors should tell you about that in advance. Now, most of the side effects can be like irritation, headaches, or redness. But can the side effects become more severe, like a severe allergic reaction or brain damage? That too, I say yes. Doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. But can the brain damage caused by the vaccine cause someone to have autism? I say no, absolutely not. Because autism is not brain damage. You don't hurt your head and all of a sudden you have autism. It doesn't work that way. It's something you're already born with. And no vaccine in the world could be made to specifically alter the brain and genetics so that someone could have autism. It's just impossible. Furthermore, vaccines, as I've said earlier, are lesser forms of viruses. So to say that vaccines cause autism is the equivalent of saying autism is a sickness or a disease that needs to be cured, which is not true at all. Autism means you're born differently, just like everybody else. Not that you're sick. The bottom line is, guys, is that vaccinations do not cause autism. They have side effects, but autism is not one of them. If you have any concerns about the vaccines, talk to your local doctor or a medical professional. They'll answer any and all of your questions. And if you would like to see the evidence that I've used for this video, feel free to check out all the articles in the description down below. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with what I said? Do you think I left certain parts out? Have you had this discussion with other people? Let us know in the comments down below. Let's start a conversation, but let's keep it friendly, please. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest vlogs. And don't forget to hit the bell. That's how you stay up to date. And I also want to thank you guys on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram for all your support. Originally, I was kind of too scared to do it, but thanks to the confidence you guys gave me, I worked up the courage to make this vlog. So again, thank you for all your love and support. And thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, see you later.